And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer.
Howdy folks, I'm Darren. Welcome to 8th Day Chronicles here at Cross Timbers Farm. Glad to have you with us today. It's been a beautiful day. We've had a full day on the farm and it's been a great day. It's been a great day to be alive. This is the day the Lord's made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. You can see we have Carver Equipment's prototype hay bale accumulator hooked to our compact tractor. And we have this accumulator hooked up because we've done tests on our twine wrap baler and setting density adjustments and setting those gathering wheels, adjusting those things. And we've got bales in the field. So we're going to use this bale accumulator again, and we're going to pick up these bales and get a little more used to using this thing. There's a learning curve with an accumulator aiming it, and it don't take long. If you've drove a tractor very long, you'll pick it up pretty quick. The first few times you use it, you might have a bunch of misses and this and that and the other, but after you've used it for a few hours, you'll start going, okay, this ain't as hard as it seemed when it started out. You'll start hitting them and picking them up pretty regularly. And this is a real time saver, especially if you're an army of one out in your hay fields. I'm fortunate a lot of times that I have my beautiful wife Susan that helps me out in the hay field, and friends that help. But there's been occasions that I've baled by myself several times and then pick up bales out of the field. This will be a huge time saver when it comes to picking bales up out of the field and hauling them to your barn or putting them on a trailer or whatever you do with them. This is a prototype. Bear in mind, this is not the finished product. Kyle at Carver Equipment owns this prototype. This is his, and he designed this and built it, and he has brought it for me to use to get my opinion on some things that I would do different and things that needs changed. And I do see some things that needs changed from what I've used it so far. But even so, it's still great. And when Kyle makes those changes that I'm going to suggest to him, and I believe he will, this thing will be out of the park good. One thing you will notice when I'm picking up bales, I have my new ballast box hooked to my tractor. Our tractor is a Kubota L Series 3200. And it's not that heavy of a tractor. I've talked a lot about that, about the weight of that tractor and putting too much on the loader on the front. We have our ballast box on, and just driving this thing out here to the pasture to pick up these hay bales, I noticed a significant improvement with that ballast box. One of my suggestions I've already made to Carver Equipment about this prototype accumulator is the majority of people using small scale hay equipment use between a 30 and 45 horsepower tractor, a compact tractor. Some folks use even 15 up to 30 small tractors. Some people use 45 up through 60 and 70. If you have one of those bigger machines, this is not too heavy. If you have a smaller tractor, 30 to 45 horsepower or smaller, this is a little too heavy on the front loader. And I've already talked to Kyle about that. And the good thing about all this, Kyle is so receptive to ideas to make this better, to serve the small scale hay community. And I believe it's going to be. There's some changes I'm sure he's going to make at our suggestion. And speaking of that, how many companies will listen that well to their customers and listen to things they would like to see done, changed or done differently in the build, and adopt those changes? Kyle's very receptive to suggestions, and that is absolutely fantastic. That's how you come up with a piece of hay equipment that knocks it out of the park. And I think this thing is going to knock it out of the park when the final product is ready for sale. And Kyle told me that hopefully by next hay season, at the beginning of hay season for 2026, he will have the final model of this done, the finished product, and ready and available for sale at Carver Equipment. So I'm going to use this thing a little bit more to get my opinions on what needs changed and what I like about it, what little things I would change. And when I say there's things I changed, they're minute. This is a good piece of equipment. Kyle done his homework on this. It's very obvious, because it is a good piece of equipment. And with a few small changes, pow, out of the park good. So let's pick these bales up out of the field so y'all can see this accumulator in use again. And we'll haul these bales to the hay room and get them put up. Here we go. Miss. little bit of a learning curve, learning to aim the arms. And I've already talked to Kyle a little bit about this accumulator. And one of the things that I've already suggested to him is this frame needs lowered so you have a better field of view to the arms, the end of your arms to aim it. And if you can notice, there's a little bit of a gap on each side that I think needs tightened up a little bit. There's some of the bale hangs down under. Look at that big piece of Timothy seed head and that hangs down under that. Kyle did send a fifth arm with this accumulator. And you may have noticed there's additional holes in the frame to bolt that additional arm. All these arms can be moved closer to hold 8 bales instead of 6. And you can see there's all kind of room there. If you push this all the way up against the frame, there's, goodness, 10, 11 inches there of additional room that you can scoot them all in and put 8 bales instead of just 6. But I understand why Kyle moved them out, because the way the ends are designed, the bales don't want to slide into it well. And I think that's one of the things Kyle's going to be changing on this. And I suggested that to him too. A way to change the ends here where the bales go into a narrower channel easier. When you move these in closer for 8 bales, the way they are now, the bales don't want to slide in there real well. But with just a few minor tweaks on the ends of each arm, I think that can be pretty easily remedied. And it's so nice that Kyle is open and receptive to all these changes. I'm telling you, when he finishes this thing, look out, it's going to be out of the park good. And that's how you improve something. You start out with the base of it, what you think, and then you improve from there. And this thing's going to be a hit when he's done with it. I'm convinced of that. It's a good piece of equipment. And the welds on this thing, I'm not sure if Kyle welded it or somebody that works for him or a friend or who welded it, but man, they are a good welder. The welds on this thing is, I mean, good don't describe it. They're great. Excellent welds. Whoever done this is an expert. And they're really, really good welder. And I'm telling you, put it on a diet for smaller tractors, and then tweak a few things, improve the vision or the visibility from the tractor seat up. This attachment plate, drop it to where you can see here better, at least the end of your arms, and put the arms closer together with an improved channel where the bales will slide in. All that's simple. It's pretty simple things. If you're already manufacturing this and having all this welded up, those changes will be quite easy to do. Someone that's a good welder, an experienced welder, can do these changes super easy. All right, we like the accumulator. It's a nice piece of equipment. And like I said earlier, if you're an army of one, man, this right here will be a game changer. To get bales out of the field, and you ain't out here all day for hours picking up bales after you've done baled all day, and you need to get this stuff in the barn before dark and rain's coming or something like that. This will be a game changer. It's a good piece of equipment, and we really appreciate Kyle and Carver Equipment trusting us enough to send this to us to get our opinion on, that he values our opinion that much to be willing to change whatever changes we see that would be helpful if he agrees. And I think he's going to be very receptive to these changes. So it's going to be a hit. It's going to be a hit. I see a lot of these going out on sales and trucks come next spring. Thanks for being with us. Hope you've enjoyed this short video about the accumulator. We'll use it again when we bring some hay in from the west field here in just a few days. Thanks so much for being with us. I really appreciate it. And I pray God blesses you and your family. And we pray y'all have a fantastic day.